Can you tell me? So tell me about your dad.
He died when I was 9.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to your dad? Doesn't have to be a question.
Yeah, I guess it'd say, you know, what were you so unhappy about? Were you unhappy? You know? I mean, I'd like to know him. I really didn't know him, you know?
My dad was a stand-up comedian.
Our next comic is so funny. He's one of my good friends. You've seen him all over the country in clubs and here in town too. Here he comes, Rob Gordon. Give him a welcome. Here he is.
So, let me tell you all a little bit about myself, because I'm sure you're curious. As Howie said, I do a lot of comedy on the road. I've been doing a lot this past year. Most notably, last January, I was in Hawaii for the first time ever. Anybody ever been there? Hawaii by applause, right? Very nice place. Perfect spot for a fair-skinned redhead to go, right? I stepped off the plane, I had melanoma in 13 seconds, which I think is a Hawaiian record. I don't know. I went to Hawaii for another very good reason, not just a gig. I went there celebrating my first 2 years of marriage. I've been married 2 4 years. Whatever. Yeah, 2 years of marriage. And my wife went to the Bahamas. So,
it's kind of a special occasion. I used to do stand-up, and it's been 16 years, I think, so I'm trying again. As you can imagine, things have gone amazingly successful. I'm one disappointment away from living under a bridge. I'm just gonna tell you. So
I gave him advice before and he didn't take it, and so.
What was your advice?
My advice was to not tell so many divorce jokes, because I thought they were depressing.
don't get divorced. Just try to do something. The divorce was definitely the worst part of my marriage. Without a doubt. And I just kind of sometimes wish, in hindsight, would have stuck it out, at least until the house was paid for. And maybe just set some ground rules. Like, look, okay, you're going out, meeting other people. Just don't fuck them in the kitchen.
Do you remember, the first time, you knew that you were funny?
I'm gonna drag it out. I don't know, am I funny? Isn't that what this thing's gonna find out? Turns out I thought I was not. Oh, I'll pick something. They don't feed us. They're a heartbeat away of just having us hold on to straps like in a subway. If it was a fucking boat, they'd make us row. That's funny. Oh, shut up, dog.
I wanted him to be a comedian.
And he went out and did it.
And he tried to do, open mic.
Wow.
And he did it until you were born. And then when you were born, he stopped doing it because he felt bad about leaving. Mm-hmm. And it took a lot for him to leave because he wanted to be with you.
On the count of 3, look right in the camera and tell me how you're feeling for tonight. 3, 2, 1.
Not good. Not ready. Because you know what it is? I'm trying to get ready and someone keeps shoving a fucking camera down my pipe.
Rob Gordon, I'm here. Hey. Sorry about the true stories. It just seemed like a non-fiction kind of crowd. It's a true story. The other day, I'm naked in my room. Picture that, girls. I'm naked. And I bend over to pick something up. I have a dog. He comes over and he licks my asshole. Just whap, True story. And I thought, because I'm a deep thinker, I thought, is this the first stage of bestiality? Is this where it starts, where your dog comes along and tosses your salad? And next thing you're out blowing goats?
Yeah.
That's where it starts. I paid women to do far more for less. Anyway. All right, not a bestiality crowd. That's all right.
After the first mic, I asked him,
What were you feeling before? What are you feeling during?
I wasn't feeling good because I'm naturally a not feeling good person. So,
stakes on the tent and just pack her up. The party's over.
What are you thinking about cutting?
The sex after 50 with the lady saying, the dirty talk.
Uh-huh.
The house is paid for, stuff like that. What do you think?
I think there's something better.
What would you say your goals are for this documentary?
Do it enough to have a really good set. I was saying 5 minutes before. I think I put together 5 minutes. Maybe 10. So by the end of this, I'll be looking good and be funny. Hear that? I'm gonna blow my brains out.
You're gonna film me meditating with my fat body showing?
He would say that I was pretty invasive, and seeing it now, I think he's probably right.
This is for a consultant job. It seems a little scammy.
Why does it seem scammy?
I don't know. They gave it to me too easy.
My dad's a salesman, and for over a year he'd been unemployed and couldn't find work.
Look, base salary, they spelled salary wrong. I was interviewing like crazy, and then I had that, as you know, I had 4 interviews with that company, Chive TV, and I thought they were crazy about me. I had one interview, a phone interview, and I met with the CEO, and then I went to in downtown LA. So that's when I renewed my lease and think, well, I'm going to get this, right? And then early January, I didn't get it. And that was a good job, that was so that really threw me. That depressed me, of course. And then really started feeling I'm too old for this industry. I mean, people were getting hired younger than me to do what I did. And that's depressing,
Personally, I would just call this bad luck.
Oh, I wouldn't call it that. I mean, I didn't get the job.
Yeah, but I would call it bad luck because he has had his identity stolen 4 times.
I guess it's bad luck, yeah.
We were married on July 13th, 1996.
Mm-hmm.
There was a hurricane, and that's never happened. It's never happened in Boston, and it's never happened on that date. And so we were getting married in the middle of 2 unforeseen and unchartered things.
I remember seeing his Wi-Fi, his dishwasher, and his TV all break within about 30 minutes of each other. It always seemed to me that he got progressively unlucky once my mom and him divorced.
My perspective on their divorce is I remember my mom getting served with papers because I answered the door. So that's like my first recollection about their divorce. But my dad would tell you that she cheated on him, and she would say that she didn't. So
he would say that he never got closure.
Or any accountability, or, like even later. Like, gee, that must, like you just said, that must have been hard for you, knowing what I know about the guy. And then I had lawyers that I paid to research him. That's how I found out that my kids are with a guy who was assault and battery and was arrested and was going through anger management. I'm like, what the,
Okay, so Andy was a boyfriend. He was a parent of a friend of yours.
Andy's now dead. And he died a few years after a very bad breakup with my mom. And the breakup was over Andy's meth.
Who would have thought that didn't work out? Nice guy. He's got a meth problem. Well, a meth problem. How did that go wrong? I'm gonna date this guy who's got a meth problem. By the way, I'm bringing your kids with me. Oh, sure. What could go wrong there? Everything I said would go wrong went wrong. Everything.
I didn't listen to him, though. Not a lot of people did. And I would sort of blame him for the divorce. So for about 4 years or so, we fell out of touch completely. For almost all of high school, I didn't really speak to him. And when we finally did rekindle something, I learned that he'd been living in a rut for the last decade or so, without a wife and without a son. Fucking kidding.
I think the number one thing I would hope for is that he recognizes how funny he is. I think it'd be neat if he knew, you know, the amount of joy that he could bring to somebody.
So I have sort of this family friend named David, and he and my dad had a falling out because David took my mom's side during the divorce.
Sorry before it gets here. A separate attorney, and he wrote letters to the guy saying that I'm not a good parent, I don't give you vegetables, I don't eat right. My wife cried when she sees the kids because they look unkept. It just was brutal. It was terrible.
I thought maybe I should invite David to one of these shows.
Wow. It's gonna be something to see him again. I haven't seen him in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm making calls.
Finally she said, yeah, look, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat tonight. We don't have it that often, so I'm very happy to have comedy tonight. Please welcome for the first time here at Knuckleheads, Mr. Rob Gordon.
Hey! How old are you guys? How old are you with the Yankee hat?
22.
22. Jesus, I got a hemorrhoid older than you. 22, Jesus. All right, I'm gonna kill myself after this, but that's all right. Anyway, no, but she comes to orgasm, during sex when he licks the bullet wounds. So I was like, oh my God, did she get shot in the twat? What if it stops working? He's gonna shoot her again? The twat is bad, right?
Something to be said about the fact that your tragedy is like a turn on. Like this horrible thing that you live through is a turn on. Like that's an opportunity for you to tell something tragic about you.
Like if I can make a girl come by showing her my credit report. True story. This is true. He says, when we're making love, when I lick her bullet wounds, she orgasms. She orgasms. I said, what if that stops working? You gonna shoot her again? I think is it's truly amazing if that sort of thing, someone's tragedy, leads to pleasure, leads to an orgasm. So I thought, hey, the next woman I'm with, I can make her come by showing her my credit report. I just, all right. Fuck you, I like that joke.
What'd you do tonight?
Did stand up. You filmed it, unfortunately. I don't think it went. Shut that, please. I'm mad at the one joke which I probably did, butchered, which I think is a good joke. But the whole credit card thing. Credit report. Did I say credit card? It's not report?
You said credit report.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing what I used to do, and I don't know my aversion to it. I did procrastinating. Is I should be in front of the mirror and I should do it over and over and over again. And I'm worried that it'll sound too rehearsed, but that's ridiculous. That's just me being lazy. Because I would do that before and it didn't sound rehearsed. It sounded off the cuff. It sounded like I was doing it. So I just got to work harder and deal with this horrendous smoking problem I have now.
Like, I think qualities of a stand-up comedian would be like resilience. Because you have to keep going. Even if people aren't laughing, which can be really uncomfortable.
My legs are strong.
So you're not gonna jump off this?
Are we filming?
Yeah.
No. But I just, here's the thing. Well, that, you know, it could kill me, so it's just stupid. But, you know, you're using this as a point in your movie, you know, a jumping off thing, you know. And you saw my comedy so far. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that or to jump. So the two have to coincide a little better. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't go well tonight. I'm gonna jump on that guy's barbecue right there. Fuck that guy. I probably shouldn't be out in public. What do you mean? I look like shit.
So do I.
No, you look good. I mean, you look young. you got a you know, young hipster vibe.
Someone said I look like 29.
I gotta put him in a home vibe. I gotta, wow, what a failure that guy looks like. Vibe.
I don't think so. I don't think anyone can tell.
People can't tell what a loser you are.
I don't think people can tell. You don't look like a. You look pretty fucking happy. Always cracking jokes.
It's a drug.
It is a drug.
I'm crying inside. Yeah. Believe me, inside. If you saw my inside, it'd be like this. That's me. I'm carrying that guy around.
That's a good sob.
Yeah, I look happy. I'm cracking jokes inside him. He's nervous about bombing. I know I'm gonna bomb, so
We're all just bombing. Bombing together.
every time a joke doesn't work, let's both do the same thing. We'll do it like robotic-like. Okay, so every time a joke doesn't work, we say, "Fuck you, that's fine." So what's the deal with this place? They have
Big ass open mic. Probably can still get seats and shit. They might have a show going on. I don't know. We should definitely get seats though.
Okay.
I'm actually doing pretty well. Thanks for not asking, assholes. I've just completed.
You have to get this one on your heart. I'm gonna get the words saying.
Okay. How we doing? Woo, still got energy here? Seems like I've been here since Monday. That's not.
Even though it's a randomized system for who performs when, my dad was picked last.
True story, a friend of mine, it's a friend of a friend actually, but his wife, true story, was shot 3 times. You know, previously. She's fine now. And I'm talking to him, and he said, you know, when we're making, true story, and when they're making, it's true. So that counts more, right? That counts more, it's true. Is that, so he said when they're making love, when he licks her bullet wounds, she orgasms. So I said, what if that stops working? Are you gonna shoot her again? Gonna shoot her again. Okay. Gonna shoot her again. As if he shot her, but he didn't. You know. Comedy coming at you. Watch out, baby. Woo! Comedy, baby. Anyway, no, it made me think. Okay, this is gonna be good. Watch out. Okay, is that watch out, man. Okay. If now it's a true story. It's a person's you know, a person's tragedy. Something horrible that happened to them is now led to a pleasurable situation, right? An orgasm, right? So it made me think the next woman I date, can I make her come by showing her my credit score? Credit score. 1 minute? It took me that long to get to the credit score part? Okay. All right. I'm stalling. Okay. All right, one more true story. Can I have one more true story?
As long as it was 45 seconds.
Okay, 45 seconds. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
45 seconds, true story. I've been here since Monday, but that's fine. Okay. Okay, true story.
Two comics smoking cigarettes.
Two comics smoking
After a
cigarettes.
set.
After a set, did last.
After a killer set.
Did last. From the 3 people, 2 of them we knew. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of my set? Be brutally honest. I felt loose. I felt kind of loose. I felt good up there. But...
You were getting a lot of laughs in the beginning for like, because you sort of made it, you were saying the same thing over and over, like the true, and so people were laughing at, and then it seemed like people were more laughing like at like how you were telling the jokes. Did you feel that or no?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
the true story. Oh no, the true story.
Right. And I think that took away from your punchline when you actually got to the punchline. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
because
you're
they're already
saying I
laughing.
suck.
It's not at all what I was
I'm
saying.
not talking to this guy anymore. Fuck this guy, man.
After that set, my dad started pitching me more jokes.
You think that's a skit about the horoscope?
About the horoscope?
I could. My son's 20 and his friend showed me an app they love about horoscopes and tells them every day, you know, what's going on and what to do. They talk me into that. See, they're young and, you know, thinking about meeting people and all these things. I'm over 50 and every day mine is just black. And sends me directions to like bridges and things. And talks me into crossing against the lights. Stuff. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
We're pretty glad the Clinton thing's over. Yeah. Tired of it. That's how long you've been doing this material. Yeah, it's over now. You glad he's been acquitted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I would kill to be like that now. Literally kill somebody. Kill a baby. I would shoot a baby in the face to get that.
You know, I think he should have stuck to his guns and just kept saying to the grand jury, look, I had no sexual relations with that woman. Just keep saying it, right? You know, eventually they'd pull out the stained dress. Right, and say, well, what do you think about this? Looks like you vetoed all over this, you know, what do you think about it? You could say, oh, well, the dress I'm crazy about. I love the dress. I just had no sexual relations with that woman is the point. Thank you. I'll let that joke resonate in the crowd.
Of his old stuff, that was always my favorite.
Just was listening to radio, something about in the news about Clinton, and of course it's been all in the news. And all that stuff kind of came to me, and I was really excited about it. And as I'm driving, I'm thinking about this and that, and the cigar thing, and the dress. Oh, the dress I'm crazy about. Because in the beginning, he was sticking to his guns. He goes, I had no sexual relations with that woman. And then, you know, the pressure came, and then he had to confess. You know, so I thought it was funny. What if he just never confessed? What if he just said, no, never did anything? True story, I'm in my room, I'm naked, and I drop something, you know, pick up socks or something, and my dog comes along. Let me get this out of here. My dog comes along and licks my asshole. Just gives it a good, you know. And at first I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And then I was like, a little to the left, you know. You're such a good boy, you're such a good boy.
I was thinking like a possible extension that might work for you, might not work for you, whatever, but it was like, some people would say it's a little bit my fault, you know, for what I was wearing, peanut butter.
That's good, I like that.
So, you know, use
Very
it,
good.
use it.
Okay, no,
anyway,
I can have it now, right? It's mine now,
please
right?
Take it. I can't. I
don't want to hear you use it.
I don't even own a dog.
A lot of that stuff needs to be tightened up in the way I deliver it. I mean, or I gotta come up with other stuff.
Yeah.
That's funny. It could have been what I was wearing. Peanut butter.
You want to expand the dog stuff?
Yes. Start with the dog lick thing. You think? Kind of gets their attention. I mean, that's why I'm not throwing it out, because it kind of... And then say, I actually have 3 dogs, none of which I wanted. I didn't pick any of these dogs. I had one I got from the divorce, and then 2 were my children leaving, and so I have 3 dogs.
And they sense that, like, I don't want them, you know, so I mean, when I want to go out, they look at me like, we'd like to go for a walk, but now's not a good time, you know.
I'm not giving you my best at all.
Say that again?
I said I'm starting to feel guilty. I'm not giving you my best. I'm not working hard enough. Or at all.
Are you guys ready to get this mic started? Yeah, that needs a lot of work, I know.
Those clubs are just an absolute nightmare to be in.
How we doing? Okay, I got a set of kind of vignettes here, kind of themes. First one is okay, stay with me. Woman with bullet holes. So, a friend of a friend said his wife was shot 3 times previously. And when they're making love, she'll orgasm when he licks her bullet holes. Yeah. Thank you. This is woman with bullet holes. Bullet holes. So she orgasms when he licks her bullet holes. So I said, what if that stops working? You gonna shoot her again? Yeah, okay. That was a woman with a bullet hole. You know, it made me think that that's another person's tragedy. You know, you got shot 3 times, that's a tragedy, right? That now leads to pleasure, an orgasm. So I thought the next woman that I'm dating, I could make her come by showing her my credit score.
Tomorrow I gotta work, you know? This is work.
But it was almost like he didn't really even know how to work anymore. Like he was kind of just waiting for some inspiration to happen.
50 people every year die on the subway. And the MTA blames the 50 people. Yeah.
So what if it stops working? Are you going to shoot her again? Oh, he didn't shoot me. 1 minute, okay. And then, okay, so it made me think.
I don't really feel like going up and dying again. I don't want that feeling. I want to get a laugh. I got some laughs. Certainly was a tough room.
Michael sort of called into question my whole reasoning for making this documentary.
This is not ethical.
This isn't ethical?
No!
What's not ethical about this?
Stand-up doesn't make anybody feel better about themselves.
Why do you say that?
Because it fucking makes you hate yourself, and it makes you sad, and it...
What about getting like 1 laugh? What about if you do semi decent? Don't you feel better about yourself then?
That feels good, but like drugs feel better.
And that night we were supposed to have a writing session, but my dad didn't want to go.
What's the purpose of having a writing session?
Because you're going to go up tonight.
I don't think I am. Would you be disappointed if I didn't?
Yeah, I would be.
More than you already are?
Yes.
So you are disappointed?
Absolutely. So
In
go
me?
up. Yeah.
You bastard. Came all the way out here. I did it. Was it the lack of laughter? Is that what it was? The people not laughing? Is that what it was?
It was kind of that. I mean, I did think he would do better. It's been weird. It's been really, really weird. I feel like him a lot of the time, and I feel like I see myself in him. And when he bitches about everything, I kind of start to realize that I bitch about everything too. And then it becomes this thing of self-hatred, and I think I kind of hate him a lot of the time because he reminds me of the parts of me that I wish I didn't have. And it's been rough. It's been really, really rough. And I really can't wait to have my life back and try to forget where I came from. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be a really good feeling. I don't regret anything that I said. Maybe I was like emotional in the moment, but he was being honest, and so was I. That's a clip from an old interview segment, and I regret saying all of that.
I said, I feel like really this whole week is kind of a microcosm of the way I live my life, because I write a little something. I'm like, okay, that's good enough. That should be funny enough. And I'm not really going deep. I'm not, I'm not really working hard enough. I'm just doing enough to maybe just get by, do enough to be, okay, this should satisfy them, And it's not good. No.
What were you gonna say?
Sometimes I feel like you hate me because I'm not successful. I'm not working hard enough.
Why do you think that?
Well, because I don't think I've done particularly well. Of course, these are open mics, it's hard to. But I don't know, I just was hoping for more.
Let's stop.
I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not stopping. I'm not talking anymore. Turn it off.
I mean, of course I thought he would do better. I mean, if anything, that's a compliment, right? Am I in frame?
Yes.
I kind of feel like I failed you during this. Because the whole point was to... the whole point was to make you feel like you can kind of control parts of your life, that you can make things better and you can work hard and you can get better at things. And I don't know.
That was the whole point?
Yeah.
That's why you were doing this?
Yes. And I don't know if that point got across.
Okay, you done?
Do you have anything to say to that?
No. Yeah, do you know your mother, her and I met for coffee. Then she said sorry for stuff she did in the divorce and everything, that she didn't go into specifics, and she said she would if I wanted her to, and I go, no, we don't have to. Remember I said I years ago when I was in therapy with the whole divorce and everything, the therapist said to me, looks like you're holding out for her to take responsibility or say sorry or and he says it sounds like she's never going to do that, so you should probably stop holding on to that, like needing that, was his assessment, that I was saying that in all different different ways.
2 months later, his lease in California was up. He had a job secured in Florida, but it was selling timeshares, and he had a job interview in New York. And no matter which way the wind blew, he was leaving the state.
Don't phone me, Smokey.
Stop taking my cigarettes.
All right, last one.
Number 1, what do we have to do?
Oh, I forgot about the lock downstairs.
Just focus on this. Just focus on this.
That is on the list. I gotta fix the lock downstairs.
Number 1.
That's my car.
But a lot like working with him in stand-up, he sort of got on my nerves.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right, number 1.
Stand where you're gonna stand.
All right, come on. We're just
Stand where
making
you're
a
gonna
list.
stand.
And I was getting on his too.
You think it wastes time for you to have to film every blessed thing?
When I got back, I also found out I had created a stand-up comedian, just not the one that I intended to.
I saw your dad that night at the place. And it was pretty obvious to me that he was just sending it in. I mean, it didn't appear that his heart was really in it.
Okay.
Okay, first time on stage.
Thank you. My name is David, and I hope we're going to have some laughs.
But when he got done, I said, I can do that.
There used to be two rumors about sailors. One is that we were gay, and two is that those of us who were not gay always dated the ugliest women. Now, I didn't know any openly gay guys when I was in the Navy, but in retrospect, I kind of envy them because at least they were getting laid.
Do you know David's doing
I
stand-up?
know, I went and saw him the other night, last week.
Did you get up?
No, I didn't get up.
With the horrible scabs on her elbows, she went to the doctor. Doctor said, how'd you get these horrible scabs on your elbows?
Yeah.
She said, we always do it doggy style. He said, madam, have you never heard of the missionary position? She said, we tried it once, the dog's breath was awful.
I think all right.
Okay, you ready?
As my dad was leaving, my sister was also going to school in Portland.
Congratulations to Allie. I know she's gonna do wonderful things. But I'm so glad we got to do this. I know everyone's going in different directions. I don't know what direction I'm going in yet. Anyway, but down.
Circles.
Down. Yeah. Your mother's going to Hawaii, and I'm going to somewhere where they'll throw dirt on you. No.
He was having a lot of trouble making up his mind. I, at the party, sort of sensed something was about to happen, and I recorded him without him really knowing.
I don't know about this New York job. I don't have the Florida place set. I let one go already. I don't know if it's still available. And I don't know if I'd want to do that job anyway, but then if I go to New York, it's more expensive, but it's a good job. I don't know. Tired of things up in the air.
Well, bring them down. Bring them down to earth.
Yeah, but it's in other people's hands.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. The New York job is up to them now. What are they going to tell me, you know?
So we go there, and if they tell us something otherwise, then we just go to Florida. And then you have that job and you have that place. It's so radical of a move that it's a shock to you. It's a shock that all of this is actually happening.
Yeah.
But it is happening. And it's okay that it's happening. You're about to make like a big move, and you haven't for, 10 years.
Yeah.
That's why it feels like this. But it's gonna be okay when you're there and when we're going. I wanted him to know how much I cared about him, but after New York, I didn't really know how to say it.
You only see the light when you're burning low.
So how's it feel?
Pretty good. I just feel liberated.
I didn't know you like that thing that you just told me about. It makes me feel differently about you in a good way. And you didn't know I've just been through that thing I told you I've just been through. It gave you some perspective on my behavior. Sometimes people can drift apart, float away for a while. It can be good for both our hearts to get together.
Can you do stand up when we get to
No, I can't. You've seen me.
For some bonding, bonding, so much bonding, keeping each other around. Shh, what's that sound? It's the sound of us bonding. I didn't know you were scared of that thing you told me you were scared about. I'll be sure to be more sensitive keeping each other around. What's that
You calm?
sound?
In a comatose kind of way.
It's the sound of us bonding.
After everything with the bumper, he sort of didn't want me filming anything anymore.
Oh, he's gonna film instead of helping me. Yeah, all right, that makes sense. Yes.
Or as he said in the moment,
You film any more of this and I might kick that camera.
I'm gonna film what I'm gonna film, okay?
while we were driving that night, I think because I wasn't really filming him, he told me something that he never told me before. He told me that his brother and his father both died in the month of May. And I was also born in May. And when I was born, apparently it didn't look like I was gonna survive. And so he waited up all night, thinking that I would surely die because that was sort of the course of his life. And I felt over my head, I guess. I asked him if he was even happy that he did this documentary to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for you. I wanted to do well for you. I don't want anything for me. But I think I'm being honest and authentic. Everything. Yeah. Good night. Love you, Dad.
So you were saying?
So I didn't get the job. Found out an hour ago or so.
People would tell me that I needed something good to happen to my dad in the end. So I sort of kept visiting him for this happy ending.
Where you living?
My sister's. Got a job. Started this September. We're setting up digital marketing events. They pay to go to these events that we put on, and then they have one-on-one meetings with big companies like Pepsi and Bank of America and and they're able to pitch to them. So there are two people who agree to go to these conferences and meet. So as you can imagine, that one tits up.
Every happy ending seemed over before it even began. I even tried tying up loose motifs.
Well, I'm afraid I'll hit the ground. I don't think you will.
I'm ready if you're ready.
Is it deep enough to jump in right there?
That's what I was thinking. What do you think?
I don't know if it's deep enough.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even asked him how he would want it to end.
Having a home, a new base, having a place where you guys could come for Christmas. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And eventually, he did get a job. And he got an apartment that he didn't really like. And he was just a bit happier.
That's it right there.
Robert Gordon.
Be careful when you open it.
Stand it. Oh, it's me! Look at that. And I used to thought I was fat then. I would kill to be that size.
If you were to give me one piece of advice right here, right now.
Jump!